Welcome back, you guys. We had a little technical difficulties, but we are back. Thank you for joining our channel, Red Bull Coffee and Crime. So, myself and Arctic were speaking about Bryan Kohberger. That's how you say his name. Um, we both. I saw an article this morning, as we were saying before, that he's could have killed before. So they're looking at old cases, trying to figure out if he has anything to do with these. Um, Both myself, and Arctic from the beginning have said, we think he's done this before. Um, this man, and we've never really looked into. Well, I haven't. I don't know, Arctic, how far you dug into this case, but
it's actually one of the cases that I never really covered, simply because it grabbed way too much media attention and it was detracting so much from any other case that I was like, I'm not going to give it any of my time.
Right. That's why I think I also haven't gone over it, because just so many people were doing it. But that article grabbed my attention because we have spoke about, I think, him like just for a couple minutes one time. And there was a few articles that I read that kind of caught my eye. And then we were talking about how people are standing outside of his parents' house, harassing them. I don't know what that would do. I don't know how that would help in any kind of way. He's already in jail. I don't know what they want for him, but from them. So I read an article today, and this is one of them. I wish I would have saved the article where people were like talking about their experiences with him. This is weird. Okay. Oh, I didn't know he was fired as a teaching assistant. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
It says Bryan, the suspect in the slayings of 4 University of Idaho students, was reportedly fired from his job as a teaching assistant days before his arrest. Kohberger, 28, is accused of breaking into a rental home in Moscow, Idaho, and fatally stabbing Kaylee, 21, Madison, 21, Zana, 20, and Ethan, 20, in the early hours of November 13th. At the time of the killings, Kohberger was a doctoral candidate in criminology and teaching assistant at Washington State University in nearby Pullman. But Kohberger had received several warnings from the university in the months before his arrest and was terminated from his teaching assistant position on December 19th. Several warnings. I wonder if it says. Just days before the reported firing, Kohberger had embarked on a cross-country drive to his parents' home in Pennsylvania, during which he was under surveillance by FBI agents. He was arrested there on December 30th. He is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony burglary. He has yet to enter a plea, although his lawyer in Pennsylvania previously said he was eager to be exonerated. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for late June. According to Banfield, a letter that was given to Kohberger before he was terminated stated that he had a sexist attitude towards women he interacted with at the university, was rude to women, and graded them differently to men. The letter also reportedly detailed a timeline of events leading up to Kohberger's termination, beginning with an alleged altercation with a professor on September 23rd, just weeks into the job. Banfield said the letter states that Kohberger and the professor then met on October 3rd, to discuss professional behavior. The professor reportedly emailed Kohberger on October 21 to tell him he had failed to meet the expectations set out in the meeting earlier that month. They met again on November 12th to discuss an improvement plan. Another meeting was held on December 7th to discuss how that plan was going. On December 9th, Kohberger reportedly had a second altercation with the professor. His post was officially terminated 10 days later. So the university told Newsweek that Kohberger had received an appointment as a teaching assistant in the fall 2022 semester, but does not currently have a teaching assistantship, and he is not currently enrolled at WSU. It is typical for students to receive a teaching assistantship or similar appointment as part of their PhD programs. So I guess he's a sexist and a checking all around YouTube, hide and seek. Sixth Sense, I swear, it's just my luck. Like every time I'm going live, something happens, and I don't know. Hey, I'm glad you found us again. So yeah, we found out he was teaching. I mean, he was fired from teaching days before he was arrested. What else? Bryan Kohberger crimes. I want to read the article where it says they're looking into cold cases. So Pennsylvania cold cases under review for possible links to Bryan Kohberger. Let me share my screen so you guys can see this as well. Hey, Barbara. Okay. Investigators in Pennsylvania counties where Idaho murders suspect Bryan Kohberger attended college are digging through cold case files for potential connections to the alleged killer. Kohberger, 28, who was arrested in December in the stabbing deaths of 4 University of Idaho students, previously studied at Northampton Community College and DeSales University, both in Pennsylvania. Your natural question is to start wondering, is this guy wanted? While authorities previously confirmed that Kohberger had no previous criminal records, Huck said he ordered his staff to review their local cold cases for possible links to the suspect. Northampton County authorities used the Crime Information Center to comb unsolved cases for Kohberger's height, weight, methodology, and other characteristics, but they did not find any connections. In fact, nothing with respect to Kohberger has come about in our investigations of cold cases or unsolved cases to this point, but we always continue to investigate and pursue leads. The first thing I did after Kohberger's arrest was ask the director of Regional Intelligence and Investigation Center to see if we had any contact with Mr. Kohberger. Martin's search, however, only turned up a 911 call Kohberger placed when his car was locked behind a gate on a bike trail. And there was a response from him thanking the police and apologizing for the inconvenience. He said of the incident, noting that the county does not have any unsolved murders that fit the MO of the Idaho slayings. Kohberger was arrested on December 30th at his parents' Albrightsville home for the November 13th stabbing deaths. No motive has been released. Previous acquaintances described him as a loner who struggled with heroin addiction in the past, and one former FBI agent attributed his alleged crimes to an incel complex. What is that? Let me see. may have been driven to kill by his history of social issues.
Even when things seem quieter, the urge to protect
Let me see what the FBI has to say, because
take others from harm.
the murders may have been an effort to assert some type of dominance. Former FBI agent and security expert Pete Yashmetz explained to the Post this week. Kohberger, 28, was arrested. Da, da, da.
Fiercely,
Um,
like family.
I believe a continued stabbing of a victim indicates an uncontrollable rage and extreme anger. We know that. Socially awkward with a long history of interpersonal problems. I think he may develop a sort of incel complex.
If you waive your right to a speedy preliminary hearing, does not mean that you're giving up your right to have a preliminary
That's
hearing.
crazy.
It simply means that
So,
you would not be able to come
The term incel is an abbreviation of involuntary celibate. It's generally used to refer to men who struggle to establish romantic.
Taylor about your decision to waive your right to
Oh no, baby, we don't have any whipped cream. No.
you need any additional time to do so.
Um, you can establish romantic or relationships. The identity is occasionally linked to what is that word? Misogynistic.
Are you waiving your right to a speedy preliminary hearing and agreeing that
I
that
don't know.
hearing can be held outside the court?
Um, Online forums and in extreme cases, crimes. In 2021, self-professed incel Tres Genko was busted for planning a mass shooting of 3,000 sorority sisters. What? Oh my God, 3,000. What? Okay, leave him alone. I never heard of that. Have you heard of that, Archie? Oh, he left me. Having panel discussions, especially on one case, are good for people watching on replay. In my opinion, I don't think Bryan is the only person involved. You don't? Do you think the dad, or who do you think? Baby, hold on. Okay, I'm almost there. Who do you think else was involved? See, yes, Barbara, definitely. Where did Arctic go? I don't think Bryan is involuntary celibate. I think he hates women. It's a deliberate choice. Exactly. When I just read that, and then how he acted with women at his work, that shows, he just has this hatred for women. Was it a problem he had with his mom, maybe? I wonder how his relationship is with his mom. I should look that up. But, again, like I said before, I don't think this, and it doesn't have to be murder. Maybe a crime he committed before was rape or, sexual assault, something. And it doesn't have to be in Pennsylvania. So that's weird. They're just looking there. I guess it's because that's where he lived. I think they need to look everywhere. I think I'm looking at the relationship with his mom because he hates women, obviously. And maybe it stems from like a hatred towards his mother. I don't know. So I'm Googling it. Ew, Kentucky woman is lovesick for Idaho killer Bryan.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. They need to buy her the entire damn Christie's toy box if she's that desperate.
Oh my God. Mom, the bunny's not coming out. It's okay. Leave the bunny alone, baby. She's really, hold on. I don't believe this. Brittany Hislop insists he's the perfect man for her. My love interest is named Bryan and is accused of murder, and I just wish to connect with him above anyone else. She's 35, a single mom of a 16-year-old son. She's writing about this on Facebook.
Well, even Ted Bundy had groupies. I
I
mean, he
know
had
they all
people.
do, but it's just so, oh, come on.
For any ladies out there that want to date a serial killer, I'm just going to put this out there. It's free to put your washing machine on spin cycle and sit on it. You don't have to put your life in danger.
Right? Or your kids, like, you know, if like Amelia said, he could have had someone to help. So who knows if there's another, I don't think, in my opinion, there was nobody else involved. But um wait, I'm trying to share a link from a community post to show you another person or student with bushy eyebrows. Eyewitness statement who has been in that house. Brian talked with BTK. Where am I? Why am I so behind? I never knew that. He actually talked with him. This guy. This is insane. What? Bryan Kohberger speaks. What did he speak to BTK about? BTK killer denies speaking with Bryan Kohberger. No on Kohberger all around. Okay. Idaho murders, BTK serial on solitary confinement, and Bryan Kohberger. I know how he feels. The BTK serial killer says he could relate to the loneliness Bryan Kohberger is staring at behind bars, while confirming he never spoke with the criminology student who studied under his true crime co-author. Dennis Rader, the bind, torture, kill murderer, spent months in custody awaiting court proceedings, just as the Idaho murder suspect is doing now. Since I spent from February 2005 to April 2005 in a cell by myself, I know how he feels. Rader met with his defense attorney every day, he added, and found ways to pass the time. During frequent meetings with his public defender, Rader wanted to go through everything prosecutors had on him, even though he had confessed on the day of his arrest, according to his daughter, Carrie Rawson. He was going back and forth between pleading not guilty and guilty. One difference is Dad confessed and seemed relieved versus Kohberger has to feel very alone. Once in custody, Radar began receiving letters and artwork from strangers, and soon letters started to come in, he said. I read a lot of the Bible and wrote poetry. His writings during that time included an infamous missive titled Black Friday. I don't know. The person that I spoke to about BTK said that he usually doesn't write people back. But when I spoke to, Brian may have committed the act itself. However, I think there's another person, really involved, who has the same personality traits. What do you think, Arctic? Do you think somebody was involved?
It's a possibility. I don't see one person being able to take control of four people like that. I think he had to have had some help.
Really? Like maybe what's her name? Dylan? She didn't say anything about seeing a second man, but she also went in her room right when she saw him, right? Or she just stood there, right?
Well, that's the thing. There were two other people in that house, and they apparently didn't hear all this commotion going on, and I find that difficult to believe, too.
That's true.
But here's the thing. We never know how we're going to react until we're in that situation, and some people are very deep sleepers. The tornado could come and pick the house up, and my mom would sleep through it. So,
oh my gosh, really?
yeah.
I'm a deep sleeper as well. So, I mean, there can be like really bad thunder, lightning, like big storms, wind, and everything. I will not wake up. And the whole outside is things are flying everywhere. And no, mm-mm. My husband's like, you didn't wake up? Like, you didn't hear that last night? I'm like, no, I didn't. What do we know? Bryan Kohberger's mom wrote. I'm going back to our parents. You are? Hold on, you guys. Why? Hi. Okay. But I'm about to get off. Okay. Love you. Mm-hmm. You don't have to wait. I'm about to get off, baby. So yeah, I just thought it was maybe there is somebody involved. I'm gonna go over it. You're really going? Yeah. Why? I love you. Don't let the bunny out. Oh, well, he's going back to my aunt's. And that's why, like, because he was at my aunt's house visiting. And then all of a sudden I hear this knock. And I'm like, what the heck? And he had came back, but I guess he went back now. I'm gonna watch him. We're that close, you guys. Like literally that close. So yeah, I don't know. There could have been somebody else. I mean, how could he take? They had to have been messed up, honestly. Drugs or just really drunk, because I don't see how one man could take those people. And like you said, Idaho murder suspect family speaks. So he was a black sheep in his field of study, understanding the criminal mind. First and foremost, we care deeply for the poor families who have lost their precious children. There are no words that can adequately express the sadness we feel, and we pray every day for them. We will continue to let the legal process unfold. And as a family, we will love and support our son and brother. The Kohberger family adds, we have fully cooperated with law enforcement agencies in an attempt to seek the truth and promote his presumption of innocence rather than judge unknown facts and make erroneous assumptions. We respect privacy in this matter as our family and the families suffering loss can move forward through the legal process. In other words, they're standing by Bryan for now, and like everyone else, wants to see what exactly prosecutors have against him that makes them believe he's the killer. The timing of this comes on the heels of a troubling profile that's emerging. One of an outsider who was obsessive over dissecting the mind of a murderer to a T. So, New York Times spoke to a handful of Bryan Kohberger's former classmates and colleagues while he attended DeSales University and Washington State University, pursuing degrees in criminology. By most accounts, he was deeply entrenched in his major, but to a point that it was off-putting and combative, which reportedly led to conflict in his life. There are two specific anecdotes that paint a picture of the type of person Kohberger was in academia, both of them which happened at WSU. In one instance, a former classmate of his tells the Times that Kohberger once got into a heated discussion with another fellow PhD student about a criminology concept, and he was accused of mansplaining to the woman. She got so upset over the conversation that she left the class, leaving behind personal items. Kohberger was also a TA at WSU, but a student who was in one of the classes he helped teach says he avoided eye contact with them all and was supposedly a harsh grader, leaving extensive notes on their papers. It got so bad the students complained en masse. This same student also claims that later in the fall, around the time of the Idaho killings, Kohberger loosened up on the grading and stopped leaving notes on their papers altogether. There are other accounts of Bryan being highly engaged in discussion about criminology, and the NYT piece also notes he was under the tutelage, oh my God, I don't know what these words are, of professors who focus on serial killers and gruesome crimes. The story points out that many at DeSales and WSU viewed him as quiet, awkward, and on his own, while also overly intrigued with the curriculum. We've already heard other stories about Bryan that made him out to be aggressive and quick to anger, but clearly his loved ones want everyone not to jump to conclusions based on any of that. Wow. His phone pinged at that and 12 times before the crime. I think he knows someone there. A lot of other people are saying to investigate cold cases that fit the profile as well. But a police agency is looking. Yeah, we just read that. Sixth Sense, that Pennsylvania is doing it. But I think that they need, because they said that there is none, like no matches. But I think they need to look everywhere. Not just Pennsylvania, obviously. I don't know. He's probably committed a few crimes. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. And he just didn't get caught. Or maybe he loved, learning about all this stuff because he was trying to build himself up to commit an actual crime. I do feel, hold on. They found like a footprint. Footprint found inside Idaho crime scene. This is all new to me, you guys, because I haven't gone over it, like I said. So the footprint found inside Idaho crime scene could help cops build a case. No shit. He's going to be in protective custody because if they let him in general population, there's a good possibility someone is going to try to take him out and kill him. Is he in protective custody? Arctic.
I'm pretty sure he would be, because usually anyone that commits that type of atrocious crime while they're waiting for trial, they get put in protective custody so that the inmates don't kill them.
Yeah. You're doing great at reading, pronouncing words you're not familiar with. Lexi, I have dyslexia, fully understand. Thank you. Yes, I'm so horrible at reading words. Especially if it's like bigger ones or like in any kind of law documents, whatever. So my take is, I don't know. He's trying to say, his parents are trying to say that, nobody can say he did it until there's actual what evidence, proof, but and so he doesn't kill himself before trial. Yeah, that makes sense. Could it not be him? Could it possibly not be him?
I don't know. I doubt that. They've got overwhelming evidence saying it's him. So
I don't know. I'm just. What if it's not? Ugh. I just don't understand. So the roommate's description, the movements of the white Elantra, and the cell phone data. There's also DNA sample to test against the one recovered from the button snap of a tan leather knife sheath found in a bed near one of the victim's body. So they probably do have some DNA. DNA evidence against University of Idaho murder suspect Bryan Kohberger amounts to a very strong case, but it does not necessarily place him at the scene at the time of the murder. This is why Bryan Kohberger's DNA presents problem for prosecution. Kohberger, a criminology PhD student and teaching assistant at Washington State University, was arrested and charged with 4 counts of murder. We went over that. They said that Kohberger was eager to be exonerated, introducing a discussion on the affidavit. On News Nation, anchor Natasha Zabs said a viewer had brought up what he saw as 5 potential holes in the affidavit that laid out the police's initial case against Kohberger. In the affidavit, Moscow police said that a tan leather knife sheath had been discovered at the scene of the crime close to one of the victims. Police recovered DNA samples from the Kohberger family home in Pennsylvania on December 27, 2022, and a subsequent DNA report concluded that a DNA profile obtained from the trash and the DNA profile obtained from the sheath identified a male as not being excluded as the biological father of suspect profile. The affidavit added at least 99.9998% of the male population would be expected to be excluded from the possibility of being the suspect's biological father. Zhao said the viewer had got in touch to argue that Kohberger's DNA could have ended up there from someone shaking Bryan's hand and then touching the sheath shortly afterwards. Commenting on this, guest interviewee and former CIA officer Tracy Walder responded that although the DNA evidence did not put Kohberger at the crime of the scene, it did not did put him there. It did not come with a specific timestamp. The DNA is nice to have. It puts him at the scene of the crime, but it doesn't put him at the scene of the crime potentially on that day. This is a hole that can be poked in the prosecution's case. Individual pieces of evidence don't exist in a vacuum, Walder, a former FBI special agent, added, and the prosecuting team will take all of it when presenting their case. It's the totality of the circumstances, Walder said, referencing the DNA evidence, cell phone data, and the description given by a surviving housemate that were listed in the affidavit. But the prosecution nonetheless has a strong case, she argued. The evidence explained in the affidavit does not place Kohberger in the house on the night of the murders. Duncan Levin, a former federal prosecutor who is now a defense attorney, previously told Newsweek, Laura Yastronin, a criminal defense lawyer who worked on convicted killer Scott Peterson's defense, previously said that the evidence against Kohberger is a circumstantial case after all. However, she qualified, when we bring everything together, yes, it does come across as a pretty strong case. Okay. I mean, I don't, that's really, really reaching to say somebody shook his hand and then, ended up at that house. Overwhelming
Yeah.
evidence. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's not, I don't know. And didn't they say that he was stalking one of them for a long time too?
He was stalking one of them online, absolutely. And again, they've got to have a lot of circumstantial evidence in order to have made the arrest. They're not just going to arrest him unless they believe they can try him and make it stick.
Yeah, that's true. I just wonder why he's like thinking he's gonna get off so quick. I don't know. So weird.
Well, because he thinks he's smarter than everyone is. You know the type. He's a pompous, arrogant asshole that is full of himself, which is probably why he went into criminology to begin with, if I want to be honest about it. So
yeah, I feel he was probably studying to, so he could try to get away with crimes, learn more. But I really feel like he committed something before. Maybe not a murder, maybe a rape or something. It had to have been. I mean, unless he just took that long to he held it all inside and then just blew up one day. But I don't know. That's my opinion. I think he committed something. And I believe they need to look in other states. Hold on. What?
mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Want me to share it? So, this isn't Bryan Kohberger, but this is a case that we've gone over before, guys. And we all think that the parents had, covered up for the brother or something had to have happened. So JonBenet Ramsey evidence clears parents of killing. New book. Unearthed documents from the JonBenet Ramsey murder case shows that DNA evidence recovered from her body did not match any of her family members or others who were a focus of investigation. According to an exclusive report from Fox News, a new book on Lake Colorado investigator Lou Smith, who worked the case, points out that despite the lack of evidence, investigators and the media... Oh, where did it go? I can't read all of it. But we knew that they had that DNA, right?
Well, what the article is saying is that there was DNA evidence that excluded the parents. And all along, law enforcement's narrative was that they believed that the parents could have had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Now, I've got my own theories on the case, and I'm not sure if that DNA evidence excludes the whole family, including Burke or not, but that's always been my prime suspect in her murder is the little brother. Just because of how eerie his Dr. Phil interview was.
So weird. I mean, and we all, Dr. Phil, he can make people look like asses, but no, this guy, everything he said was just off. And I wonder if they did too. Every time I click on it, it won't take me anywhere.
I'm going to do a video on it later, so.
Yeah. I wish they would just figure out who did it. I mean, they have this DNA. Unless the person died. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to find them. Like, the person had to have gone to jail before, or maybe not. Maybe that was the first crime they committed and the only crime. You would think that after all this time, they would have been found, you know? I think it was the brother, too. But yeah, you guys, that's my take on this whole Idaho 4 murders. I definitely think that now I'm thinking, you know, maybe he did have somebody working with him. I don't know, but I definitely don't think this is his first time. Um, and those people that are down at the parents' house, I guess they suspect that the dad has something to do with it.
I guess he thinks that, or they think that Brian and his dad colluded together somehow.
Yeah. Over the next few days, I'll compile a couple of links for the Bryan Kohberger that look at other people and other possible theories. Yes. Let us know what you come up with. Like, I definitely feel he's done this before. And it doesn't have to be murder, it could be anything. You know, not theft or anything, but I'm talking about other big stuff. But I really don't think people should be at the parents' house. Let the courts, you know, handle it. Let the system figure this out, and justice
Yeah,
will be served.
let law enforcement do their job. I mean, yes, I call out law enforcement when they're not doing anything to find a missing person or anything, but they've got a person in custody. And if you think they're not investigating any little leads that could tie him into other cases, you have got to be more full of air than the fake titties on a Molly Go Lightly. I
Yeah,
mean, they look at these cases. They're doing an investigation. And a lot of times, even when it looks like law enforcement isn't doing a lot, they are. I mean, the oh my gosh, my mind just blanked on me. Um, Never mind. The murders of the two girls that the bridge guys involved in. Anyway,
oh,
uh,
Delphi case.
the Delphi case. Thank you. My mind just blanked. But yeah, for 6 years, those it looked like they were doing nothing in that case, and I'd been as responsible as anyone for saying, "Hey, law enforcement needs to get off their ass and do something." But they were slowly taking their time and building a solid case.
Yeah.
And finally, so there's been an arrest made, and they're going to bring justice for those two little girls. So.
And we don't know, you know, in all of these cases, we don't really know what they're doing. And it, like you said, in the Delphi case, that fully shows the cases could be working behind the scenes. Like, they're not going to tell us every single little thing that's going on. Harassing family or harassing people is not going to help in any kind of way. It's just going to distract them from what they're trying to do. So those people need to leave. Are they? I wonder if they're still there. I think it was what MGL and let me see, the fake tits or whatever you call her.
Molly, go fake titties.
Molly, go fake titties.
Go silicone titties.
Hold on, let me see. I think it was her and Blowhorn that were there. Go lightly. Visit the outsider's house. Oh no. Neighbors talk. Oh wow, they talk to the neighbors. Neighbors don't want flowers. No shit. Well, maybe they're not there anymore. Outside Kohberger's house. That was 10 days ago. So maybe they left already. That was just so stupid. I don't see the point in it all. Is Molly Golightly the same person as Holly Golightly? Who's
I don't think so. No,
Holly Golightly?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna look her up. Ah, what did I just do? Holly Golightly. I don't know. I can't find it. Is she on YouTube?
I'm certain she is.
But yeah, you guys. I mean, like I said, I haven't really gone over this case. I haven't looked at the details. But that's just my opinion, and I just wanted to kind of see what anyone else knew about this case. I do want to start looking into the what is it, Murdaugh?
Yeah, the Murdaugh. Yeah.
Shannon is going over the trial and stuff, so I have put her link in the last live. I don't know how much she knows about it. She probably knows a good amount. I'm surprised I've never heard about that case. I mean, I see the trial everywhere, but I never ever heard of it. What year did that take place?
Oh, it encompasses several years. Like I said, it's going to require a lot of research and writing out a script for it, and really putting a lot together to cover that one.
We still haven't done Silly String, bitch. We need to do her. I kind of want to dig into this now. So, but we can talk to Avery. She knows a lot, I think. If BHB arrived out in front of my house, she'd get a king hit. I don't know why they do that. Poor nonsense. They doxed her and they called CPS on her. I mean, it's crazy. Like, what do they?
I gotta go. I'll be back later.
All right, bye. I don't know what they expect from these people, you guys. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Oops. But yeah, I am gonna get off of here too. I wanted to test this out. I was gonna do the whole case thing and go over a few cases. But I know that we have to finish looking at a case that Juju had recommended. Definitely a crazy, messed up case as well. So we have a lot to do. But so yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you. You know, I don't know much about this case. I just wanted to put my little 2 cents in. I'm kind of just really curious as of why no shit, he did it, but just why does he think he's going to get away with it? You know, like, do they have something that's going to, my cat was getting sick. Oh, Arctic. I hate when my cats do that. Like, I was freaking out one day because I didn't know what it was doing. And I thought it was choking. And it literally was sitting there choking, but not. So I told my daughter, like, run it over to Aunt Pam's house. And she ran the cat over. And my aunt was like, it's a hairball. Like, I thought it was about to die. Holly Golightly is a mod on another crime channel that I'm on. Someone came into chat having a go saying that she was Molly Golightly, but Holly said she didn't know what they were talking about. What? I don't know. All those people are, I don't know, crazy. So yeah, we just gotta let them do their jobs, let court, wait till trial start, see what happens. I don't think it's okay for harassing the family. They too themselves lost a child. Um, it's nothing that they did. So while they have to deal with, oh, my son is this murderer, he murdered 4 innocent people, they also have to deal with losing him for the rest of their lives. I mean, he's not dead, but, it won't ever be the same. So they lost a child, the families lost their children. Harassing is not going to do anything, it's not going to do any good. Where's Dolly Golightly? It's like Molly and Holly. Where's Dolly Golightly? Dolly, actually, I heard there's some like legal issues. He's like trying to get lawyers. I don't know for what. I don't know, but he was trying to collect money for something like lawyers. Like he has a court. I don't know. I don't ever really pay attention to them, but I just hear around that they're like at these people's houses. And, I just heard that his brother died, I was in a live once and Chasing Truth told BHB was writing a check her fat ass can't cash. I spit him out too. Writing a check her fat ass can't cash. How are these people still on YouTube? I will never get it. I don't understand. It's just like Facebook, like certain people, they can do whatever they want on Facebook, but then like we share videos too much, like we get in Facebook jail. YouTube, people like Molly can go harass families and record it and make up lies and dox people and do all this stuff, but oh yeah, it's fine. It's all about the money. So it's just fucked up. Really fucked up. If you guys are not subscribed to Bash Tragedy Pimps, please go subscribe. They have funny videos of the Tragedy Pimps. I know there's a few channels. Rock a Lot. I really like Rock a Lot. Oh my god, my cats are attacking my couch. But I am going to get off of here. I am going to see why my son left. He left me. He always goes to my aunt's house, though. Like, he'll go back and forth all day long. He'll be like, I'll be right back. And then he'll go over there. And then 10 minutes later, he'll come back home. I'm like, you have to pick a place. Do you want to be over there? You want to be over here? And he just does it, like, all day until the kids get home. I got lipstick on my teeth. So I am going to see what he's doing. I want him back. He wanted to play the whipped cream game, you guys. The pie game. It's a game where you put, I gotta get this out on my tooth. It's a game where you put whipped cream on this little thing and you have to smash it on another person's face, but we don't have the whipped cream for it. So I think he was mad because we couldn't play. And I think it was a couple days ago we tried to play, but we didn't. I keep forgetting to buy whipped cream. And he got so upset. So I was like, okay, we could try to use something else. The only thing I could find was Jell-O. It didn't work. And then I used not the canned whipped cream, but like the one in the, the bowl. It looked so weird. And it didn't work. That game is just so messy. I don't know why family gets kids this kind of stuff, especially slime or Play-Doh. I'm like, please, no. Pudding would work. Oh my gosh. Arctic. Now I'm going to feel bad and probably try to do... I don't think I have pudding. I think I might have pudding. So I am going to tell him to come back over, and I'm going to put something in there, see what works, because I think that's why he was mad. Thank you guys for joining. I never really schedule my stuff, so just keep a lookout, turn on notifications. Sometimes notifications do not work, but just keep a lookout. We appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Sixth Sense. If you guys are not subscribed to Arctic Fox True Crime, please go subscribe. Checking Convictions, Shannon Avery. Yeah. Oh, Bathea's Bites Reloaded as well. So I will see you guys again. Please have, if cats were human. Oh gosh, I gotta go look at that. Please have a safe weekend. Please be kind to one another. The world is already so cruel and has so much hate. You could be using your platform for a good reason, helping victims, helping their families, anything but being hateful. And remember, if you see something, say something. Please like the videos. Please share. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Amelia, I will definitely check that out. I might be back live later on tonight. Definitely tomorrow. Maybe tonight when everybody's sleeping. I'm not sure. So maybe I see y'all then.